Alright, so this class, you'll need a yoga mat and preferably 2 blocks. So I'm going to take 1 block, sit it underneath my sit bones so I can just sit with a nice and tall spine. I'm just going to relax the shoulders and close your eyes. As you sit, just slowly start to come into your breath, breathing in and out your nose. As you breathe in and out your nose, try to relax your jaw, shoulders, forehead, eyebrows. And just slowly come into focus on the breath. And just slowly allow the breath to get a little louder, contracting the back of the throat. Your ujjayi breathing. A sound as if a hot air balloon is filling up. On the inhale and on the exhale, same sort of noise. And with each exhale, try to release the muscles in the face, softening the face. And keep the breath going. Slowly open the eyes, and let's come to all fours. So let's go ahead and spread the fingers nice and wide, wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. If you need extra padding, you can grab another piece of mat or blanket, whatever you need under the knees. Inhale, roll the shoulder blades back, lift the chest, pull the chest forward through the arms, let the sit bones lift. Exhale, tuck your toes, round the back, push the floor down, lift between the shoulder blades. Pull the chin into the chest. Inhale, roll the shoulder blades back, release the feet, pull the chest forward through the arms. Exhale, tuck, round, push the floor down, press a little into the balls of the feet, into the thumbs. Inhale, release the feet, lift. Exhale, tuck and round. Pull the pelvis towards the nose. And one more time, inhale, roll the shoulder blades back, lift the chest, pull it through the arms, arm bones back. Exhale. Inhale, lift the knees, come back into downward dog, pedal it out, move the hips a bit, stretch out the calves. Root into the thumbs, the big thumb mound of your hand. Spread the fingers, take a look forward at your fingers, make sure your index knuckle is pressing down, all the knuckles are pressing down. Fingertips firm. Deepening the breath. Good. And then let's roll forward to a high plank, top of a push-up. Wrists are underneath shoulders. You're going to tuck the pelvis forward, lift between your shoulder blades, so it's a nice high plank. We don't want to be sinking down into the joints. We're going to lift up, pull up the belly, looking slightly forward towards the end of your mat. Breathe. And press it back, downward dog. Root into the thumbs, index, knuckles, fingertips. Inhale, come to plank, top of a push-up. Lift the chin, look forward, lift between the shoulder blades. Tuck the pelvis forward. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, high plank. Lift between the shoulder blades, looking forward. Engage the thighs. Really get the legs working in your planks. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, high plank. Last time. Lift between the shoulder blades. Tuck the pelvis forward. Engage your thighs. And exhale, downward dog. This time, come to high plank. And then we're going to shift forward. Shoulders in front of fingertips, and then drop the knees if you'd like. Elbows to ribs slowly. Lengthen the chest without dropping the hips. Elbows to ribs, press into your fingertips. Cobra, laying on the belly, wrap the shoulder blades back, lift the chest. Or you can come up for upward dog and lift the thighs. Wrap the shoulder blades back and pull the hips towards in between the wrists. And then lift the low belly, come back to downward dog. If you need to, drop the knees first and then press to downward dog. That's also fine. We're going to do one more of those. Shift forward plank. All the way forward. Drop the knees if you'd like. Elbows to ribs. Chaturanga. Cobra or upward dog. Lift. Wrap the shoulder blades back. And then drop the knees if you'd like. Shift the hips back. Come into downward dog. Okay, so a few options for your transitions. You can always drop the knees down if you need to. Looking forward, slowly walk the feet to the top of the mat. Bring your feet together. Actually, let's take the feet hips width apart. Grab the elbows, bend the knees slightly, let the body just hang forward. Breathe. Deepen the breath, let go of your upper back. And then inhale, bring your hands up onto your quads, front of the thighs, lift the chest and lengthen, flat back. The knees can stay bent a little. Exhale, fold it over, fingertips to the floor. You can keep your knees bent if you need to. And then inhale, let's come all the way up to stand, push into your feet. Reach high. Exhale, hands to your heart. Okay, so you can bring your big toes to touch. I have to keep mine a little bit apart for my little bump. So inhale, let's reach the arms up. Exhale, fold over, bend the knees if you need to. Inhale, flat back, lift and lengthen the chest. I like to take the arms out wide just to make sure I'm getting a straight back. Exhale, release. Step it back to plank. Take a breath, inhale. Exhale, shift forward, drop the knees if you'd like, elbows to ribs, chaturanga. Chin up, chest up. Roll the shoulder blades back, cobra. Or upward dog, lift the thighs. Press into the fingertips, press it back, downward dog, however you need to get there. Take another inhale. Exhale, step it to the top of the mat, or hop if you'd like. Inhale, flat back, lift and lengthen the chest. Exhale, press down into the feet as you fold. Inhale, push down into the feet again as you stand up. Exhale, tucking the pelvis, engage the legs, press the legs down, feet down. Inhale, reach up, strong legs. Exhale, fold it over, belly in. Inhale, flat back, lift your chest. Exhale, come to plank. Inhale here. Exhale, shift forward. Take the knees to the floor if you like. Otherwise, strong legs, fingertips press. Cobra or upward dog, lift the thighs. Downward dog, back to downward, lift the hips. Try to press into the thumbs, lift the sit bones. Lengthening the back of the heel down. Take an inhale. Exhale, step or hop to the top. Inhale, flat back. Lift your chest, bend the knees if you need. Exhale, fold. Inhale to stand, push down into your feet as you reach up. And exhale, hands to your heart. Root down into the legs. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, fold it over. Inhale, flat back, long spine. Exhale, step it back, plank. Inhale here. Exhale, shift forward into the fingertips, elbows to ribs, drop the knees if you need to. Cobra or upward dog, lift. Exhale, lift the hips, downward dog. Breathing here. Lift the low belly, push the floor down with the hands, lift the kneecaps, pull up on the toes. Good, exhale, looking forward, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back, long spine, strong legs. Exhale, full. Inhale, lift up to stand, reach high, and hands to your heart. Okay, so we're going to move on from here into the lunge series. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back, lift your heart. Exhale, step to plank. Long spine, tuck the pelvis, shift forward, chaturanga, drop the knees if you'd like. Press into your fingertips, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, right foot's going to come in between the hands if you need to. Grab the ankle, pull it forward, drop the back knee on the mat. Use the extra padding if you need to. Ankle in front of your knee, just slightly. Okay, so we're going to reach up. I want you to pull that right hip back. Let's take the hands to the hips, wrap the shoulder blades back. Tuck your pelvis. Okay, so I want you to feel your left bottom inner thigh pulling towards your right inner thigh. So the legs are pulling, front leg and hip pulling back, front hip wrapping slightly forward and in. So the legs are firm, tucking the pelvis, and then we're going to slowly shift some weight forward into your front heel without losing that internal rotation of the back thigh. Okay, keeping those legs engaged. Push into your front heel. Push into the top of that back foot. Breathe. Inhale, reach your arms up. Keep working the right hip and thigh bone back. Left thigh in. Think inner thighs touching. Push into the top of that back foot. This is going to feel a stretch through your left hip flexor, maybe into your psoas, into the belly. Good. Exhale, release, turn the back toe under, lift the knee. And let's do that standing. So high lunge, firm up the back leg, push into your front heel, hands on your hips to start. So again, we're going to pull that right hip back. If you need to shorten the stance, go for it. Left hip, inner thigh rolling in, right hip pulling back, inner thighs pulling towards each other, then reach up. Tuck the pelvis and then work the back leg straight. If straightening the back leg means you overarch into the low back, rather bend the back knee, tuck the pelvis forward, and then work that back leg straighter. Push into your front heel to relax your front toes. Breathe, work the back leg, tuck the pelvis. Inner thighs pulling in towards each other. And exhale, let's release. Come to plank. Exhale, shift forward. Drop the knees if you like, chaturanga. Cobra or upward dog. And downward dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Left foot steps forward. If you need to, grab it, pull it up. Back knee on the mat. Or place something underneath the knee if you'd like. Hands on the hips to start. Pull that left hip back. Roll the right hip slightly forward. Inner right thigh towards left inner thigh. Push into the top of that back foot. Reach the arms. Pull the legs towards each other. Inner thighs pull towards each other. Left hip pulls back. Reach the arms. Take the thumb bones back. Push into your front heel and the top of that back foot. So much so that you maybe want to lift the back knee off the floor, but you're not going to. Breathe, press, pull the inner thighs in, hips parallel. Exhale, release the hands, lift the back knee. Maybe shorten the stance a little if you'd like. Coming up, hands on the hips. Pull the right hip forward, tuck the pelvis. left inner thigh and right inner thigh pulling towards each other. Pull the left hip back. Right hip wraps forward slightly, and then working the back leg straight. Working it straight. Inhale, reach your arms up. If you're arching and the ribs pop out, then I want you to bend the back knee. Reassess the pelvis forward, ribs in, stay here, and then slowly working the back leg without losing the spine. Breathe, wrapping that right inner thigh in, working the back thigh, lengthening, pushing into your front heel, not your toes. Reach those thumbs back, breathe, relax the brow. And exhale, release. Come back. Shift forward, chaturanga, elbows in. Push into your fingertips, cobra or upward dog. And we go back, downward dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, right foot steps forward. Again, grab the foot if you need to. Back knee down. So we're really working on these lunges and getting the basics of the lunges right. And even I have to remind myself, because it's work. It's not just natural. So first you got to get those muscles to start working. Push into the top of that back foot. Root into your front heel. Tuck the pelvis and then see if you can drop a little bit more without losing the hips. Keep the chest and the hips parallel, facing the front of your mat. Pull that right hip back. Pull the left hip forward. Pull the inner thighs towards each other. Press into the top of that back foot. Thumbs back. Ribs back. But let those hips come forward. Keep working that left hip. Forward, forward, forward. Push into the heel. Release the hands. Lift the back knee. Come up, high lunge. High crescent lunge. Again, right hip back, hands on the waist. Left hip forward, wrapping in. Inner thighs pull towards each other. Push into your front heel. Take the thumbs back. Pull the ribs back. Pull the pelvis forward. Breathe. Work. Lengthening through the front of the back thigh. It's going to help a lot with back bends. Breathe. Reach. Go a little deeper. And exhale. Release. Front leg back. Shifting forward. Chaturanga. Drop the knees if you like. Push into your fingertips. Lift your heart. Take it back. Inhale, left leg lifts. Left foot steps forward if you need to. Grab it, pull it up. Back knee down. Hands on the waist. Wrap your shoulder blades back. Tuck the pelvis. Push into the top of that back foot. Get the leg strong. Press into your front heel. Inhale. So it's easy to just let go into flexibility. I can go nice and deep. But if I use my muscles and I pull back, right hip forward, left hip back, engage the inner thighs, push into the top of that back foot, press into the front of the front heel, and get nice and strong. And then slowly use that strength to assist into the flexibility without just hanging in the joints. Breathe. Pull the ribs back. Pull the pelvis forward towards your front heel slightly. Lengthen. Strong legs. Breathe and reach. Good. Exhale. Turn the back toe under. Lift the back knee. Come up for crescent lunge. High lunge. Hands on your hips first. Pull that left hip back. Roll the right hip forward. Inner thighs pull towards each other. Press into your front heel. Work the back leg straight. Pull the ribs back. Tuck the pelvis. Don't let the right hip open. You want to keep it as parallel as possible. And then when you're ready, arms go up. Thumbs go back. Right hip forward. Left hip back. Work the back thigh. Don't let the ribs pop out. Pull them back. Tuck the pelvis. Root into your front heel, not your toes. Breathe. You should be breathing and working, feeling those muscles engage. Pull that left hip back, right hip forward. One more breath. Go a little deeper. Pull the ribs back. And exhale. Plank. Shift forward, drop the knees if you need to. Looking forward on that chaturanga. And press it back. Lengthen. 2 nice deep breaths here. Push into your thumbs, index knuckles. Good. Inhale, lift your right leg. Step your right foot forward. Grab the foot, pull it up. Drop the back knee. Now this time we're going to go into flexibility of this. So we're going to take the hands to the inside of your right foot. Walk your right foot to the edge of your right side of the mat. And check that the foot comes forward just a little bit. Okay, so we're going to drop into that left hip flexor. So you can stay high. You can grab 2 blocks and come on the forearms. Try not to let the right knee open to the right. Pull the right knee in towards the right outer shoulder. So you're working that inner thigh of the right leg. Breathe. You're lengthening and lifting the chest. Try not to just round and dump down. Breathe. Deepening the breath, relax the jaw. Try to lift and lengthen the chest. Again, if the blocks is too much coming up, you can use with or without the blocks. And again, lifting the chest, pulling that right knee in. This, I feel more of a stretch in my left hip flexor. Good, take another breath. Lift and lengthen the chest. Good. And then we're going to take those blocks away. Walk your right foot back in front of your right hip. Pull the right hip back. Bring your hands on the top of your right thigh. Now pull that right hip back, left hip forward. Tuck the pelvis. Push into your hands so that helps you to give a little traction of pulling the pelvis forward and feeling the stretch through that left hip flexor. Push into your leg. Pull the ribs back, the pelvis forward. Wrap the left inner thigh towards the right. Breathe. Keep the depth. Inhale, reach your arms up. Keep pulling the right hip back, left hip forward, thumb bones back. Breathe. And exhale, release. Turn the back toe under, lift the knee. We're going to go straight back to our plank. Shift forward, chaturanga. If you want to skip, you just take a downward dog instead. You don't have to do every chaturanga. Press it back. Lift the sit bones, push into the thumbs. Take an inhale. Exhale here. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left foot steps forward. Grab it if you need. Release. Walk the left foot to the left edge of the mat, or just outside of the left hip. And then pause here. Breathe and lengthen. Walk your left foot just slightly forward so the ankle is slightly in front of the knee line. And then you can use your blocks if you want again. Or you just stay where you are and lift the chest. Pull the left knee in towards the left side body. Or you can come down and again pull the left knee in towards the left side body. Try not to round your lower upper back. Try to lift your chest. Pull your chest forward. Breathe. Pull that chest forward, lengthen the spine. Breathing here, pull that left knee in. Deepen the breath in and out the nose. The more breath you put into any stress or strain of the muscles, the more you're going to get out of it. So just holding your breath and waiting till we're done, it doesn't help that much. So deepen the breath and be here, right here on the mat. Again, if you want to, you can lift and pull the chest up. Breathing. Breathing into those tight areas. Try not to hold back on those tight areas. Try to inhale into those areas and exhale, relax that space that tenses up. Breathing, lift the chest. Lengthen the spine. Pull that left leg in slightly, so it's working just a bit. Good, and then slowly coming up. You can move the blocks out of the way. Walk your left foot in front of the left hip. Take your hands on the top of your left thigh. Push down, straightening. The arms don't have to go all the way straight, but just a little bit of straightening there. Tuck the pelvis forward. Pull the left hip back, right hip forward. Breathe. Tuck the pelvis, pull those ribs back. Push into the top of that back foot. Let those hips drop, but keep working the legs. Breathe. Pull the ribs back. Tuck the pelvis. Left hip back, right hip forward. Breathe. One more breath. And then slowly release the hands. Lift the back knee. Step your front leg back. Plank. Chaturanga or a downward dog. Inhale, lift. Push into the thumbs and index knuckles. Exhale. Downward dog and breathe. Lift the kneecaps, press the thighs back. Good. Looking forward, step or hop to your sit bones. Sitting up nice and tall. Okay, we're going to get into those hips just a little bit more. Just turn to the front. So we're going to take burning log. If you want, you can use a block or a double pigeon. So you're going to take your right leg, stack it on top. Let me do the same as you. Right leg, stack it on top, ankle and knee. Knee, ankle, shifting forward, lengthening your spine. You can stay here or walk it long. Breathe. Try to lift and lengthen your chest. If this position is not working for you, take the block, place the top leg on the block, and then lengthen. If you don't have a block, just cross the leg in front and then work it there. Okay, lots of options. Lift and lengthen the chest. Breathe. Going down as far as you can, but just try not to round down. I want you to lift. As I'm here, I'm pushing a little bit into my hands and wrapping my shoulder blades back so my chest can pull through. And then inhale up, switching sides. Left ankle on top of right knee. Left knee on top of right ankle. And you're going to shift. And again, use the block in front of the knee. Whatever variation you did on the first side, try to repeat on the second side. And sometimes you can't repeat it on the other side. So let's just see what other modification, or maybe you can go deeper, you need for the second side. Pull the shoulder blades back, lengthen the chest forward. Extend, breathe. Again, deep breathing. So a lot of the lunges, we're pulling the inner thighs towards each other. So we're working our inner thighs and our outer thighs. So this is going to open that back up. Let's go ahead and take the feet together. Coming into your Baddha Konasana, clasp your hands around the feet, wrap the shoulder blades back, press the feet together. As you press the feet together, the knees will drop down just a little bit more. Wrap the shoulder blades back so you're working the spinal muscles. Exhale, pull the elbows back, lengthen your chest forward. If you need to, you remove the fingertips from underneath the feet. Breathe. Press the feet, lengthen. And coming back up. Facing the front of the mat, we're going to come into pigeon. So you're going to take your right knee, bring it towards the right front of the mat. Right side of the mat. Turn the left knee and hip under. Pelvis pulling towards the front of the mat. Hips are facing the front of the mat. If you need to modify, you take a block underneath your right glute just to sit up a little bit taller. You're still going to feel that stretch in your left hip flexor. Lifting the chest, staying with this stretch of the left hip flexor. Breathe. Keep working that left hip down. Inner thigh is rolling up. Outer thigh is rolling down. Take a breath. Stay here or slowly lengthen. Now as you lengthen your chest forward, I want you to extend the back leg back just a little bit. Pulling your right outer hip and thigh back. Lengthening the chest. If you'd like, you can straighten the arms and extend further. If you want more, take the shin parallel to the front of the mat, but make sure you're not leaning into your right thigh. Rolling your weight towards the left slightly. Breathe. Lengthening the chest. Left outer thigh down. And slowly release. You're going to bring it back to the center. Bottoms of the feet together. Clasp your hands. Lift the chest. Exhale, elbows in, wrap the chest forward. Press the feet down, or the knees down by pushing the feet together. Lengthen. Inhale up. And exhale, pigeon on the other side. So we're going to take the left knee towards the outer left side of your mat. Wrap the right leg back. However you'd like to get in this position. So knees on the left, the side of the body. Sitting up nice and tall. Again, if you need to modify, taking the block underneath the left glute or a pillow or whatever you have. Wrapping the right hip down. Right inner thigh rolls towards the ceiling. Right outer thigh rolls down towards the mat. Sitting up nice and tall wherever you are. Breathe. Tuck the pelvis towards the front of the mat. You're going to feel a nice stretch through your right hip flexor, the front of your right thigh, into your belly, into your psoas muscle. Tucking the pelvis so our ribs aren't hanging out. I want you to pull the ribs back. Pelvis forward. Breathe. Working that right inner thigh towards the ceiling. And then walking it forward. As you walk your hands forward, I want you to walk the back leg back a little so you're not shifting all the weight into your front knee. Press down into your forearms, lift the chest. And again, if you need, you parallel the front shin towards the front of the mat. But still working the right outer thigh down. Breathe, lift the chest, lengthen. Deepening the breath. Lifting the chest. And then slowly taking that back leg, bring it to the front. Okay, we're going to take a few fish variations. So you can use 2 blocks if you'd like. I don't like it when the head is hanging. So you can place a block underneath the head, or if you only have 1 block, place a pillow or something else underneath the head. This block for me, I'm making it high, so I can place it just underneath my thoracic spine, making sure it's straight, and then releasing the head to the block. Okay, and I may have to adjust, lifting up, readjusting my shoulder blades. Okay, so I can also remove this block out from under my head and adjusting until my head touches. So this block may have to go a little bit lower down the back. Or I can take this block flat, release my head to the floor, upper back on the block. So if your upper back is not very flexible or your chest is very tight, take the block flat and release. And if your head doesn't touch a floor here, take a block underneath the head also. This allows the shoulders to at least drop open and lets the chest stretch a little further. And then you can stay here or extend the arms out to the sides, down, wherever you like. I like overhead. Breathing, reaching. You can clasp the hands and point the fingers over. Okay, so whatever variation you'd like with the blocks. If you don't have blocks, use pillows or something underneath that you can adjust. This one is a great one, especially if you tend to sit at a desk. Or if you're a pregnant mother and breastfeeding, this is such a good one to do. Breathing. We're going to stay here for a few more breaths. I'm going to change my leg variation to Baddha Konasana, feet together, knees apart. You can keep your legs straight or adjust the legs, or you can bend the knees, feet on the floor. Breathe and just allow the release of the upper back. Good, and then I'm going to release my arms. Prop it up like a regular fish. And then I'm going to turn the block sideways. And again, you can do it flat. Okay, if you did it flat before, rather leave it flat again. And just see how this change works with your back. I'm going to place just below my armpit area on the block. So it's right across. And then I'm going to extend it over. And again, I want to get my head on the floor. Breathe. And breathe into any tight spots. For me, I feel a little more tensing on my right side and my back. So I have to really try to breathe and relax that area. Again, if this high block is too much, place the block flat or place a block underneath your head once again. You can bend the arms or straighten, whatever works. Few deep breaths. Relax the muscles in the face. Open up the throat. And slowly release the forearms down. Lift up. Remove the blocks. And lay back for Shavasana. So wrap your shoulder blades back underneath your back. Release the hands. Let the palms turn up. Let go of your legs, ankles, feet and toes. And let's just start a little with our breathing. So inhale from the bottom of the stomach all the way up to the very top of the ribs. And exhale slowly, let that breath go. Again, inhale from the bottom of the stomach all the way up to the very top of the ribs. And exhale slowly, let the breath go. One more time, inhale from the bottom of the stomach all the way to the very top. At the top, hold the breath in. Inhale, sip up more air and hold the breath. Again, inhale, sip up more and hold. One more time, inhale, sip it all the way up. And exhale, slowly let that breath go. Let go of your breath. Relax your breath. Let go of your stomach. Release your hips, legs, ankles, feet, and toes. Allow the shoulders to be heavy into the mat so your heart can lift and be open. Allow any stress or tension to roll down the arms and release from your fingertips. Let go of your jaw, brow, scalp, ears, forehead, throat. Just allow the breath to be calm and natural. As you allow your body to melt back into the floor, letting go and just be. And slowly start to come back into your breath. And wiggling your toes and your fingers. Bringing the legs together, extending the arms long, getting a nice stretch. Bending the knees. Adjusting the low back. Rolling to the right. And then finding a seat when you're ready. Just sitting up nice and tall. And let's inhale, reach the arms high. And exhale, hands to your heart. And thanks for sharing your practice and your energy with me. Namaste. Mm-hmm.